Hey there, Shiny Nursey peeps. I wanted to chat a little bit today about test anxiety. A few of you are emailing me asking for my spin on that. So here we go. Test anxiety, you guys, is that pit in your stomach before you go into the test, maybe even several days before the test for some people, that just says no matter what you do, you're going to freaking fail this test. That is just such a game that you play in your mind, right? First of all, look at it from this perspective. You have all the tools you need to be able to succeed. You had the syllabus, you sat through lecture and you paid attention, you studied really efficiently, you immersed yourself in all of this wonderful nursing stuff, and you're ready for this test. Yeah, you do have some kind of crazy teachers that will throw some questions at you that make you go, wow, where did that come from? That's not the majority of the test though, right? So if you've prepared for the rest of the test, those few questions like that won't throw you for a huge loop because they're going to be there, A few things that I did, I always made sure I slept well. I always made sure that I ate the same meal before I went to the test. I always got there early because it freaked me out to sit in traffic and feel like I was running into class. I never ever crammed for an exam because to me that was just stupid. It was setting myself up for failure. I knew that there was no way that if I just memorized information that I was going to be able to get through a test and do very well. I also did a pretty good job of staying away from my peer group. You know how people kind of congregate before a test? I would hear something that would be different from what I thought it should be. And if I did that, if I allowed myself to stay around those people, I would get really freaked out about stuff, like thinking that I didn't really know anything. Once you actually get into the test, if you can just really take a breath and center yourself and just understand that you have everything you need to do well in the test, that goes a long way. It's largely a mind game. Look for keywords in those questions, right? So when I first started taking tests, I would work through the test, and what I didn't know, I would just skip over. By the third semester, I made myself actually do every single question in front of me instead of skipping, because that's what NCLEX does. It doesn't let you kind of go back to the question later. And so I would work 10 questions on the page, and then I would bubble them in on my Scantron. Most importantly, I did not even carry an eraser with me to class, because if I did, I would be over there erasing all kinds of stuff, second guessing myself, right? Don't do that. That's just kind of like anxiety fuel, Anyway, I think that worry about testing is a really unproductive behavior. It really doesn't help you any. And I can promise you that when you get into a crisis situation in your real job as a nurse, there's not one of those people that's going to say, hey, wait, tell me how you did in theory. Did you make an A? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody cares about that. They want to know if you're a kick-ass nurse, and that's it. So your testing, you just have to get through. You don't have to be an expert, straight A student all the time. So if that is your focus point, and if that is causing you anxiety, just let that go, You just have to do well enough to get to the NCLEX, and then you can show them your stuff as Nurse Awesome. So I'm sorry that I didn't really have a whole ton of great information about test anxiety. I never really had a lot of anxiety about testing because I just sort of figured that, I could always study, and that's what I did. So anyway, send me some emails if you want to ask questions about test anxiety, or if you want to tell me how bad I suck, because I didn't have a lot of test anxiety. That's cool too. I'll be happy to help however I can, even if it's pointing you to some other places you can get some help. In the meanwhile, you guys keep being Nurse Awesome. We'll talk to you later. Peace.